One thing I thought about last night for a while is, on what particular issues do I agree with libertarians on? Because if libertarianism is one of the ideologies I spend the most time on the show criticizing. So I decided I'd think of some issues I genuinely agree with them on. I am extremely libertarian when it comes to media, for instance. I believe in very few government regulations on media, with maybe the exception of, I don't know, some kind of basic enforced rating system so hardcore pornography isn't given like a G rating. But that's just extremely common sense. But yeah, I'm for the complete abolishment of the FCC, honestly. Now, personally, I believe that it should be something more conservatives are talking about if they really want to cut the budget and decrease the size of government. You should all be going after the FCC. I would personally cut it entirely, or at least mostly, and give it pretty much no power to censor anything. I don't believe there should be, oh, you can't say this word on TV, or you can't show this body part on TV. No, I'm against that. I'm also very libertarian when it comes to intellectual property. I don't believe in IP laws. I genuinely don't. I don't think certain characters should only be for use by a certain company or something else. I believe anyone should have access to any character they want. I would personally get rid of IP law if I had the opportunity, because I just believe that, okay, you create a character, good. Now let's let everyone else use a character, see how they interpret it. Because if we didn't allow that, if we had stricter IP laws, we would have never gotten things like, Young Frankenstein, for instance, or other really good films that take IPs and screw with them a little. Same thing, Mad is another example of something that takes characters from already existing properties and just messes with them, and it's really fun. And I think everyone should have that opportunity in any character. When it comes to how many taxes the lower classes should pay, or how much taxes the lower class should pay, I tend to agree with libertarians. I genuinely believe that there should be very little taxation on the lower class. Now, Kyle Kalinske talked about on a show once, oh, I'd implement a 0% tax on the lower classes. I wouldn't go that far, because then it just feel kind of weird giving them public services when they aren't paying any taxes. I don't know, I understand it's extremely emotional, but still. But I'd make it something like a 1 or 2% tax, something that pretty much anyone could afford. And honestly, if Trump started targeting lower class taxes more, started tax cutting the lower class much more, I would be out here supporting that. Of course, I agree with libertarians on foreign policy. They're all non-interventionist. I'm a committed non-interventionist. You all know that. And I typically agree with them on social policies. That's just something I figured I'd say. I'm Ephrom, and good night.